In this video we are going to take a closer look at the Deathwatch Killteams and how to best model them. This is the third video of a 4-part series, with each part covering one of the different kill teams available to the Deathwatch. We are starting with the new Primaris ones that got added in 9th edition, before finally reviewing the Proteus kill team and how our beloved firstborns handle themselves in this new edition. Welcome to SwissHammer, your channel for modeling in Warhammer 40k. Here you will find tools and guides as versatile as a Swiss army knife to help you build your army. My name is Tammer and I will be guiding you through this video. In case you end up liking this content, please feel free to subscribe. With that out of the way, let's get started. The unique features that all of these kill teams have in common is that they are a troop's choice and they let you pick a combination of units that would otherwise not be possible. This actually puts the Deathwatch into the convenient position that they are troop choices, and with that gaining the OBSEC ability, are absolutely fantastic, and you will hardly ever struggle with any limits on the other slots. With that being said, let's take a closer look at the Indomitor Killteam. The Indomitor Killteam got freshly added with 9th edition. The mandatory starting point is a squad of Heavy Intercessors, consisting out of 1 Heavy Intercessor Sergeant and 4 Heavy Intercessors. As I'm making this video early January 21, the official models are not yet available. If you wanted to bring them to the table at this point, you would either have to kit bash your own version or proxy them. They do get the ability to freely mix their heavy bolt rifle weapon type, and also per every 5 models you can bring the heavy bolter variant. You can then add any combination of 5 more Gravis armor models, including more Heavy Intercessors, or Aggressors, Inceptors and Eradicators. All of these models then also gain the ability to freely pick their weapon type, so you could mix bolter and plasma inceptors or bolter and flamer aggressors if you wanted to. It is important to remember though that in case of the Eradicators you can still only bring 1 multi-melta per 3 models, so the max amount of multi-meltas in an Indomitor kill team can only ever be 1, as the max amount of Eradicators is 5. The Eradicators also get to keep their total obliteration ability, but it only applies to them and not to any other models in the squad. Additionally, everyone has to fire at the same target. Personally, I think that there are 3 basic approaches to consider when building such a kill team. The first and perhaps most obvious is adding 5 of a different unit type and then using combat squads. And now I can already hear you guys saying, "Oh my god, objective secured Eradicators hype." Before we get all carried away though, I would caution against using combat squads on the Indomitor kill team. The main reason is that Heavy Intercessors are one of the single most durable units for their cost, and as such making them perfect for shielding other models, which we will be looking at in just a moment. Personally, I do think that a case can still be made for Inceptors though. 5 plasma Inceptors in a combat squad will retain the Death from Above ability, meaning they can be kept off the board during initial deployment and set up later as they are jump pack infantry. They also regain the fly keyword. Because of their plasma loadout and the dependency for rerolling once, it makes sense to deploy them alongside the jump pack captain, which can then equip the Dominus Aegis relic, giving them a 5+ invul save. To me, this seems like a very good alternative to hiding them behind Heavy Intercessors and losing all that maneuverability. You could also gain 5 OPSEC aggressors like this, which I think is a second strong candidate for using combat squads. Even though they have fallen a bit out of fashion due to nerfs, gaining objectives secured and potentially rerolls and the invulnerability bubble from a nearby captain should make them annoying to deal with. With that being said, a second approach would be to leave the kill team at the max 10 models and use comparably cheap and/or durable bodies to shield other, more valuable units. Now this is where the Heavy Intercessors truly shine. When they originally got announced, there were some complaints about their comparably low damage output. However, as previously mentioned, they count among the most durable units per point, and whatever you plan on hiding behind them will be shielded for quite some time. This of course makes them perfect for combining with Eradicators. Now that we have shielded the Eradicators, there is one last thing to consider. Aside from shooting them off the board, simply tagging the Eradicators is one alternative to dealing with them. In order to counter this, we can build our Indomitor Killteam as following: the 5 Heavy Intercessors combined with 4 Eradicators and then 1 Inceptor. The latter will allow us to use the fall back and shoot stratagem. This ensures that you can keep using your Eradicators for what they do best, and most likely 4 of them will be enough to get the job done anyway. The third and perhaps most creative approach would be to use a mix of units and distribute them among 2 combat squads in a way that makes the most use of the different models' unique abilities. Unfortunately, these options have been limited a bit when compared to what the 8th edition Killteam could do, and the maximum sized variant of the second approach really seems to make the most out of the Indomitor Killteam. Nevertheless, one way to go about this could be to fill up with 5 Eradicators and then make an assault and the heavy version of each combat squad. One of these squads could then advance up the board and the other one hangs back and unleashes their heavy weapons. So the combat squad 1 would have all the assault weapons, and the combat squad 2 would have all the heavy weapons. Ultimately though, the idea of this approach is to maximize what a single unit can bring to the combat squad without impairing the abilities of the rest. You could include 1 heavy bolter and 1 multi-melta in combat squad 2 and the Eradicators in both combat squads. Keep their total obliteration ability. So, hopefully this has given you guys some ideas on how to build your own Indomitor Killteams. To quickly summarize, the Indomitor Killteam, as any other Killteam, count as a troop choice, meaning everyone has the objective secured ability. All of the units gain the ability to freely mix their weapon type, though the requirements for 5 Heavy Intercessors for 1 Heavy Bolter variant and 3 Eradicators for 1 Multi-Melta still applies. The Eradicators do get to keep their total obliteration ability, but it does not extend to any of the other units in the squad. They will also have to shoot at the same target. While using combat squads might look tempting at first, consider that the Heavy Intercessors are one of the most durable units per point and as such perfect for shielding Eradicators and Inceptors, which are likely to draw a lot of fire from your opponent. Last but not least, here are some modeling recommendations for an Indomitor Killteam. While it may not be apparent at first, magnetizing the Inceptors is surprisingly easy. The cables attached to their weapon loadout hide conveniently underneath the jump pack and don't require any glue or magnets to remain securely in place. I will be releasing a video guide on how to magnetize the Inceptors in the near future. Either loadout has a place in the Deathwatch, and if you only include a single one in an Indomitor Killteam, it can make sense to keep them cheap and just stick to the bolters. Additionally, when running them as a regular Inceptor squad, the Sergeant can also access the Artificer bolt cache and gain access to special issue ammunition with that when using the bolters. So, that's it for the Indomitor Killteam. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you have been enjoying this video. Give me a thumbs up if you did, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thanks again, and see you next time.